Okay, so the next step, so this step is the curing and cooling. Okay, when I take sausages, have it be sticks, summer sausage, any cured sausage, when I take it out of the smoker, I immediately hang it up, take a hose out, and cool it with cold water. Depending upon the diameter of the sausage, it, of course, depends upon your time that you're going to cool it. If you're doing a big ring bologna or a big bologna casing, of course, those are going to have to be run a much longer cold water on those things than a small stick, okay? So I usually go about 5 to 10 minutes. Again, if you're doing like a bologna casing that's 8 inches across, it might be 15 minutes of cold water on there. I do not recommend ice bath. Ice bath, all it does is allows the meat to sit in water and soak up water, and it can also dilute the smoke glue that you've created during the smoking cycle that holds the casing to the meat and gives that great smoky flavor. Okay, so you don't want to dilute that. But we're gonna cool the product off, and then we're gonna let it sit. Okay, and this time that we let it sit is called blooming. And blooming is where the product reddens. Okay, you'll notice when it comes out of the smoker, it looks nice and everything, and then you think when you're going to go wash it off that you're going to wash all that color off, and you really don't. But what happens in the next 4 to 5 hours after you wash that off, when it just sits at room temperature, it really does get a deep reddening color called blooming. Okay. Now, once the blooming is done, then I like to put it in the refrigerator. And when I place the sausages in the refrigerator, fresh-made cured sausages in the refrigerator, I always place them in the refrigerator uncovered. And the reason why I put them in uncovered is because I want them to continue to dry. And I like to do this for 2 to 3 days. The art of making great sausage is to remove all the moisture or humidity and leave all the fat. So we want to make sure that we get rid of all that excess moisture that that got left over in the meat, and that we've placed there by spraying it with water. So a couple days in the refrigerator, and then I'll usually package it to go in the freezer, or I'll wrap it in paper if I'm gonna refrigerate a piece to eat. So it's pretty important that we give that a couple days to continue to dry before we place it in the freezer.